I will say this, in my opinion, the movie was as good as the book. That could be the first time it's ever been said. I mean, can you think of another book that you read and then went to the movie and was like, oh, that was so good? Most people will go, the book was way better. You always hear that. The book was way better. Well, I can tell you that in my opinion, in my wife's opinion, and a lot of people I've been seeing on social media, that the movie The Shack is as good as the book. It certainly is moving as the book. 10 years ago, my Aunt Kathy and my Uncle Hannah, we met them on a long weekend there in Minnesota. We're here in St. Louis. We kind of met in the middle, had a great weekend. And just before we were ready to split and go our separate ways, my wife sees my aunt waving at us like, hey, hold on, hold on. And she runs over to her car and she hands me the book, The Shack, and she goes, you got to read this. I picked this up at the airport. I read it. It's awesome. You're going to love it. So we get the book and I start reading it first. And I was just like, wow, it was so good, right? I just kept crushing page after page, and I kept telling my wife about it. Oh my gosh, you got to read this book; it's so good. And so before I got to the end of it, we then had two bookmarks in there because my wife picked it up after I did. So as we're reading it, I got towards the end, and I was like, I'm slowing down. I could feel myself slowing the reading down because I was loving the experience so much. And since then, we've both read the book twice. We've actually listened to the audiobook on a road trip we did about a couple of years ago. So the audiobook was awesome if that's what you're into. My wife has painted a painting that you can see on this blog. It's of Missy, who is a part of the story of the Shack. Let me tell you, this book has moved us so much that we have given this book away no less than 50 times. Whenever we go to a thrift store, V-Stock type of store, a bookstore, you just go to a bookstore. We always like to keep 2 or 3 copies I say in stock in our house, but I think we've got a couple copies at our house right now, just in case. Just last week I gave the book to somebody because it is such a powerful, powerful book. And the way that it changed me was I grew up as a little boy in a Lutheran church, and the one thing I never really could grasp was the Holy Ghost, part of the Holy Trinity, Father, Son, Holy Ghost. I guess Ghost and Halloween was too big of an image in my head that it was hard to grasp that. The Shack really brought the three together for me. That's what it did for me. Great story. And I encourage you to read the book. Now, I'm also curious to find out anybody that goes to see the movie that they can say, I haven't read the book, but I've seen the movie. I'd love to see a reaction from somebody that hasn't read the book but has seen the movie. My wife and I loaded up on Sunday. It was a great cloudy day, cold day. And we said, you know what? We're not going to do anything outside. Let's go see the movie, The Shack. We get there 40 minutes early. Because when we were getting ready, she's like, are you going to have popcorn? I'm like, you got to have popcorn in a movie, right? Well, I ate popcorn for about 40 minutes before the movie started. And once it started, the first voice I heard was Tim McGraw. And of course, just the excitement about the release of the movie, hearing about all the country music artists that have been influencing. They're part of the soundtrack. Tim's in it and does a great job. I've seen him in some other movies and TV shows, and he really slays this. He slays this movie. He does a great job for his character. He's not the lead, but he plays a very important role. He's almost like a narrator, too. But I encourage you to post your comments on any social media to get the word out about this book, The Shack, about this movie, The Shack. And again, in my opinion, I believe that the movie is as good. Of course, as we're talking about the movie after we had seen it, my wife and I just kept saying, it was just so good. It was so good. All night long. We watched TV Sunday evening after we had seen the movie. We just, would pause every once in a while and go, man, I'm so glad it was good. That too. So we eventually started, going, okay, but they didn't put this in the book, and they didn't put that in the book. And that's what most people say, oh, the book's way better. You know what? It's still a powerful book. It's still a powerful movie. That we ended up, as we were going to sleep on Sunday night, we were still talking about, well, it was, this way for me, or, missed this or whatever, but still very powerful. I guess I kept on talking. At one point I was like, honey, are you awake? I guess I kept on talking. We both were talking about it, and then I guess I was the only one talking about it. Anyway, I encourage you to go watch it. I'm really excited to hear, for those of you that have never read the book, that go see the movie, because a lot of people are like, I'll go see the movie. I'm not going to waste my time reading the book. I'd love to hear your opinion about the movie, for those of you that haven't read the book, and also from those of you that have read the book and now seen the movie. It's I'd love to hear your opinion, maybe on Facebook. You can follow me at Bo Matthews, find me at New Country 92.3's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Bo Matthews, just search me there. I would really like to hear your take on what you thought of the book and or the movie, both of them, okay? So thanks for watching, and excited to see your reaction to The Shack. And a big thank you to Paul Young for creating a story that I believe is going to change many humans on this planet. Take care.